Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Welcome. So, I don't know, if I'm looking a little more relaxed and maybe a little browner than you normally see me, it's because I just got back from 2 weeks vacation in Antigua. This was a girls trip. It was me and my 2 daughters, and it was awesome. But before I start, one thing I want to encourage you to do is to absolutely take a break from your routine. It's so necessary. It doesn't have to be a 2-week elaborate vacation. Just change the scenery at least. You'll be amazed at how refreshed, how clear your mind gets after a good break. So try to build that. So I was incredibly fortunate to have a colleague of mine oversee my business while I was away. I'll be honest, I had to take a couple of calls while I was gone because a couple of situations absolutely needed my attention. But outside of that, she was able to handle a couple of situations for me and just ensure that my clients were well taken care of while I was gone. And in turn, that allowed me to relax, unplug, unwind, and now I'm refreshed. So it's also our carnival season in Antigua, end of July, early August. We left a couple of days before the big weekend, the big parade and whatnot. I'm not gonna be too salty about that. I'm just gonna be happy that we were able to go and spend this time and with family, with friends, lots of fun, lots of fetes, lots of partying. It was great. Getting back into work. Well, first thing I had to do was to go take care of this hair so that I could even be on camera. So I did visit with my hairdresser today, and so feeling good about being present and on camera. But so one thing I took care of earlier today was to schedule an open house for a condo that I have listed. It's actually becoming a little more difficult to sell condos or to buy condos. I have one listed. The banks are taking a lot more scrutiny, are doing a lot more scrutiny on the financials of the condo associations. So it's making it a bit more challenging for buyers to purchase a condo. So I think with this particular property, I need to do some extra work, an extra push to get this property under contract and sold. So I decided to do an open house this weekend on Saturday from 12 to 2. So I got in touch with them just to let them know, make sure it was okay, and it is. So that's one of the first things I did today. Also got a call from the agent on the other side of a house that I just sold. They had an issue come up, so they wanted me to reach out to the seller to figure that out. So I haven't done that yet. So I'm gonna reach out to the seller this evening. So goes to show that even though a transaction is over, you're still sort of plugged in until things really settle down and things are on its way. I also boxes here that this was a surprise delivery for me while I was gone. So these are from Young Living. They're essential oils. I typically order these for gifts for clients when I close transactions, and I must be on some kind of recurring purchase because out of the blue, these were delivered and my card was charged. I'm not mad. I'm going to accept these because I am actually out of the last set that I ordered, which is a good problem to have. So we're going to get these packed away for the next 3 closings. And but I'll be checking in with this company just to make sure I'm not on any kind of reoccurring purchase that I did not mean to be on. Another client that I dealt with today is the property is actually coming soon. It's a beautiful house, but it does need some work. It needs to be painted and some other finishing touches. So I had a call with the owner and the contractor to try to start getting the invoices sent to the owner and get the contractor scheduled to start painting, and so we can bring this property to the market. So that's one thing that I did also today. And I have my laptop here, so I'm looking to see what's on my to-do list. I typically make real estate calls daily, at least an hour a day. I'm not going to do that today because I just need to get my head back in the game and make sure all my loose ends are tied up. This is really old school, but this is my follow-ups that I have here of leads that I have that I look at this daily and see when I need to contact these people. And like I said, I'm not going to go through this today. I'll probably start tomorrow. And so we're just going to put that aside for now. I try to speak to at least, I don't know, 10 to 15 people per day, 10 to 15 new people per day, trying to source business for my real estate company. Not to mention, I came back just full of ideas. I had a lot of time to think while I was away, and I'm a little overwhelmed because I'm full of ideas of what I want to do for my business. At the same time, I don't want to get too distracted from the core work that needs to be done to get business, but I have a lot of ideas. So I also need to think about branding for me. And so that's something that I'm going to put a little bit of effort into to be a little stronger with my branding and marketing. Not to mention, shout out to my virtual assistant who kept my social media running flawlessly while I was gone. That's another task that I have to do this evening. I do need to go back and give her some items that I want her to work on. But while I was gone for the 2 weeks, she came up with lovely posts to keep things going, keep the wheels turning. Social media, it looked like I wasn't even gone because things were continuing to move. So shout out to her for doing that. So I think that's it for now. Like I said, just remember, whether it's a road trip, whether it's a full vacation, just give yourself permission to take a break, change up that routine, refresh yourself, and yourself will thank you for it. Okay, so thank you for joining me today, and just to see how I get back into the swing of things after a vacation. And as always, if there's anything real estate that I can chat with you with, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Take care till next time.